Welcome back to the channel. Today, we're diving into a serious topic that affects millions: drug addiction. We'll be discussing the 5 most dangerous drugs in the world and their devastating effects. This isn't about sensationalizing drug use. It's about understanding the real dangers and equipping ourselves with knowledge. So, let's dive in and shed light on this critical issue. Heroin. Just the name itself conjures up images of despair and destruction. It's a highly addictive opioid derived from morphine that's notorious for its rapid and intense euphoric effects. Users often describe a feeling of being on the nod, a state of blissful detachment from reality. But this euphoria comes at a steep price. The immediate effects of heroin are deceptive. Users experience a surge of pleasure accompanied by flushed skin, dry mouth, and a heavy feeling in the limbs. But this initial high quickly gives way to a cycle of drowsiness, nausea, and slowed breathing. Long-term heroin use wreaks havoc on the body. It weakens the immune system, increasing susceptibility to infections. It damages the heart and lungs, leading to respiratory failure and cardiovascular problems. Heroin hijacks the brain's reward system, flooding it with dopamine and creating a powerful addiction. This addiction drives users to seek out the drug compulsively, regardless of the consequences. They become trapped in a vicious cycle of craving and use, their lives consumed by the need to obtain and use heroin. The social and economic consequences of heroin addiction are far-reaching. Users often resort to criminal activity to support their habit, leading to legal troubles and strained relationships. They may lose their jobs, their homes, and even their families. The ripple effects of heroin addiction extend far beyond the individual, impacting communities and society as a whole. One of the most heartbreaking aspects of heroin addiction is the risk of overdose. Because the purity of street heroin varies widely, users are constantly at risk of accidentally taking a fatal dose. Overdose on heroin is a terrifying experience, characterized by slowed breathing, blue lips, and unconsciousness. Without immediate medical intervention, it can be fatal. If you or someone you know is struggling with heroin addiction, please reach out for help. Cocaine. It's often associated with glamour and excess, a drug of choice for the rich and famous. But behind the glitz and glamour lies a dangerous reality. Cocaine is a powerful stimulant that triggers a surge of energy, alertness, and euphoria. But this high comes at a cost, both physically and mentally. When someone uses cocaine, it floods their brain with dopamine, creating an intense feeling of pleasure and confidence. The heart races, pupils dilate, and users experience a heightened sense of awareness. They may feel invincible, capable of anything. But this sense of invincibility is an illusion, a dangerous trick played by the drug. The short-term effects of cocaine can be deceiving. Users often feel energized and euphoric, leading them to believe that the drug is harmless. But beneath the surface, cocaine is wreaking havoc on the body. It constricts blood vessels, elevates blood pressure, and increases the risk of heart attack and stroke. Long-term cocaine use can lead to a host of health problems. It damages the nasal passages, causing chronic nosebleeds and even perforation of the septum. It can lead to heart damage, respiratory problems, and even seizures. And the impact on mental health can be just as devastating. Cocaine disrupts the brain's reward system, creating a powerful addiction that's difficult to break. Users become trapped in a cycle of craving and use, their lives consumed by the need to obtain and use the drug. This cycle can lead to social isolation, financial ruin, and even legal problems. If you or someone you know is struggling with cocaine addiction, please reach out for help. There are resources available, and recovery is within reach. Methamphetamine, often referred to as meth, crystal meth, or ice, is a highly addictive stimulant that wreaks havoc on both the body and mind. It's a man-made drug, cooked up in labs, and its potency and availability make it a particularly dangerous threat. Methamphetamine triggers a surge of dopamine in the brain, producing an intense euphoric rush that can last for hours. Users often experience increased energy, alertness, and a decreased need for sleep. But this initial high comes with a dark side, a steep price to pay for the temporary euphoria. The physical effects of methamphetamine are readily apparent. Users often exhibit rapid weight loss, tooth decay, known as meth mouth, and skin sores from compulsive picking. The drug also takes a toll on the cardiovascular system, increasing heart rate and blood pressure, and significantly raising the risk of heart attack and stroke. Methamphetamine use can lead to severe mental health problems including anxiety, paranoia, insomnia, and even psychosis. Prolonged use can cause permanent damage to the brain, affecting memory, cognitive function, and overall mental health. The social consequences of methamphetamine addiction are profound. Users often withdraw from family and friends, becoming isolated and consumed by their addiction. They may engage in risky behaviors, such as unprotected sex or sharing needles, increasing their risk of contracting HIV and other infectious diseases. The economic impact of methamphetamine addiction is staggering. Users often lose their jobs due to their inability to function, leading to financial instability and homelessness. If you or someone you know is struggling with methamphetamine addiction, please reach out for help. Fentanyl. This name has become synonymous with a growing crisis, a silent killer lurking in the shadows of the opioid epidemic. It's a synthetic opioid up to 100 times more potent than morphine, and its presence in the drug supply has led to a dramatic increase in overdose deaths. Fentanyl is often laced into other drugs such as heroin, cocaine, and counterfeit prescription pills, without the user's knowledge. This means people often don't even realize they're ingesting fentanyl, making it even more dangerous and unpredictable. The effects of fentanyl are similar to other opioids, producing a euphoric rush, pain relief, and sedation. But its potency significantly increases the risk of overdose. Even a tiny amount, equivalent to a few grains of salt, can be fatal. Overdose on fentanyl is a terrifying experience. It causes slowed breathing, pinpoint pupils, confusion, and loss of consciousness. Without immediate medical intervention, including the administration of naloxone, an opioid overdose reversal drug, death can occur within minutes. The rise of fentanyl has had devastating consequences. It's now the leading cause of overdose deaths in the United States, claiming tens of thousands of lives each year. The crisis has touched every corner of society, impacting individuals, families, and communities across the country. If you or someone you know is struggling with opioid addiction, please reach out for help. We must remain vigilant in our efforts to combat this deadly epidemic. Prescription opioids. They're often seen as a safer alternative to illicit drugs prescribed by doctors to manage pain. But the truth is, prescription opioids carry a significant risk of addiction and overdose, and their misuse has fueled a hidden epidemic that's impacting millions of lives. Prescription opioids such as oxycodone, hydrocodone, and morphine work by interacting with opioid receptors in the brain, blocking pain signals and producing feelings of euphoria. While they can be effective for managing acute pain, such as that experienced after surgery or an injury, their long-term use for chronic pain is increasingly controversial. The problem is, prescription opioids can be highly addictive, even when taken as prescribed. Over time, the body can develop a tolerance, requiring higher doses to achieve the same effect. This tolerance can lead to physical dependence, where the body experiences withdrawal symptoms when the medication is stopped. Withdrawal from opioids can be extremely uncomfortable, characterized by symptoms like muscle aches, nausea, vomiting, anxiety, and insomnia. These withdrawal symptoms can be so intense that individuals continue taking the medication to avoid them, even if they no longer need it for pain relief. The misuse of prescription opioids has skyrocketed in recent years, leading to a surge in addiction and overdose deaths. People may obtain these drugs through various means, including doctor shopping, visiting multiple doctors to obtain multiple prescriptions, buying them from friends or family members, or purchasing them illegally online or on the street. The consequences of prescription opioid addiction are far-reaching. Individuals may experience job loss, financial ruin, strained relationships, and legal problems. If you or someone you know is struggling with opioid addiction, please reach out for help. Recovery is possible, and there are resources available to support individuals on their journey to wellness. We've covered some heavy stuff today, but it's crucial to remember that knowledge is power. Understanding the dangers of these drugs is the first step towards protecting ourselves and our loved ones. If you or someone you know is struggling with addiction, please reach out for help. There are resources available and recovery is possible. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more important content. Stay safe, everyone.